Hello, this is Nathan, better known as CrazyhermitDM, and this is my podcast, The Hermit's Homebrew. Joining me today is Brent from Langeministudio and Chase, better known as Kilk, as we talk about Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop gaming. Today we're going to talk about, as a game master, new or old, you've prepped for 12 hours, players ignored all of it in the first 12 minutes, and maybe you've spent 3 sessions trying to get to the boss. They skipped the Dungeon Master and went down a different path. Welcome back, Tabletoppers. Today's episode is one that every game master, new or old, needs to hear. We've talked about mistakes. Ones we've all made, ones Brent, Chase, and I still make today. Ones that we will continue to make into the future, but the caveat is how we learn from it and become better storytellers in the process. We'll take time just to give a shout out to our sponsors where we really start going. This is the perfect time, though, to say that on our Patreon for only $5 per month, we now have a GM emergency services channel. Our traveling companion tier, as we've put it, with 40 years of combined experience in the hobby and over 50 years of combined experience in first responder and emergency skills field, which I would say gives us ample problem solving skills to help you handle any situation at your table. Brent, you've played for 20 years. How much does hearing that opening of prepping for 12 hours and having it thrown out in the first 12 minutes make your eye twitch?
Yeah, especially with, I think it was the first campaign that I DM'd with you at the old apartment, and just some of the wacky things that some players in that party got into.
I can say 2 words that will make your other eye twitch. Pokemon Go.
Oh,
yeah. That must have been a bad time.
Would you like me to explain or you to explain why that makes your other eye twitch to where both our eyes are twitching at the same time?
That had to be a bad time for D&D because when Pokemon Go came out, I was one of those people that was running around the city.
Same.
Like, all over the place. I had all the apps. I can only imagine sitting at a D&D table, especially if there was like a Pokestop here or
and
somewhere
that was
around.
The problem was the
you
place
mean
that
2 blocks down the street at a gas station?
Were they able to hit it at the...
No, they had to leave and go.
Oh, okay.
So the place we were playing was a half block away from a gas station, and then a block and a half away from a church.
Oh,
so
the
we had
church, right?
The church
Yeah.
was a gym, and the gas station was a stop.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what it was.
And we had one dude that just could not put it down.
Hey man, Pokemon is an addiction that goes beyond anything that I've ever seen. I mean, look at the card game still. They're sold out all over the place all the time. Just because they came out with a new card pack.
Brent had a really great storyline, and this dude was like a little 8-year-old ADD child that just did not give a fuck.
Did he kept running over to go to the church?
The night that sticks out in my mind.
And that's the one I'm referencing.
Yeah.
It was probably 4 breaks.
The whole herding cats thing is this. And yeah, it was we just could not make any progress. Nothing was getting engaged, nothing was getting done. And
we started probably about the same time we started.
Yes.
Our games was 5 or 6 in the
5 or
evening.
6, yeah, 5 or 6.
He called it quits at like 7 or 30 or 8 and was like started folding up his games.
I didn't even say anything. I just sat there and I looked at everybody, all this stuff going on. I just started folding stuff up. I didn't say a word. I just threw stuff in a bag, folded my DM screen up, put my dice in a bag.
Me and my ex and then Tove at the time were just all kind of staring at him. This dude just kind of like nodded and then walked out the front door and just like went to the stops.
No, he didn't even do that. He saw what I was doing. He yelled for the other player and said, "Hey, Brent's packing up. Let's go." And then him and the other player ran out of the apartment to go to the stupid Pokestops.
Nice.
And the gym. And I didn't
Feels
tell
Mewtwo.
Huh?
I mean, you couldn't get Mewtwo back
if it was a Mewtwo,
but like
I understand.
But it was just
But yeah, but it's not. No, you're
every
gonna
few minutes.
you're gonna go down and you're gonna get some freaking balls and a potion, maybe. Really?
Oh, sure.
You know? But yeah, and
you needed the wristband that had the little Pokeball on it. I had one, and it would just vibrate if you were near a Pokestop or if a Pokemon was near
his
you.
one
you
was
just press it, and it either caught it or it didn't. You never knew. It was 50-50.
Yeah. it almost ended my desire to DM Dungeons and Dragons for a while.
Like as soon as you guys said Pokemon Go, I thought about it. I'm like, oh my god, if this was during when that first came out, it was over. It was game over. Like the nostalgia hit so many people about catching Pokemon virtually that
I put so many miles on my car just slow driving.
That's right, because it wouldn't activate. The little thing wouldn't on your wrist wouldn't activate if you were going over 15 miles an hour.
Oh,
to stop people from
driving and stuff. Yeah.
If you were driving over a certain speed, they wouldn't spawn on your thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was thinking that
so I drive down side streets with my thing on at
just
like
creeping.
5-10 miles per hour and just cruising.
Oh hey, boop. Oh hey.
Oh, that was just to hatch the eggs.
Oh yeah.
Well, there was some really cool stories that came out of that.
Yeah.
There was a guy who
the
lost
guy that,
like 180 pounds or something wild.
See, that's cool, but then there's also
Walking
the guy
Snorlax, which was even more hilarious.
But there's also the guy that almost lost his,
Well, there's the guy that died. He got freaking hit by a car.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he was so locked in that he didn't
just walked across the
street. He just walked across the street and all of a sudden.
And you actually had people out walking about in the evening talking and socializing again.
There was a lot of people walking around.
You cannot do that. We have to quarantine for people's safety.
I think it was right. That was right before, or it would be 2017. So
it was before
Pokemon Go World Championships now.
Oh no, that would be So we started playing our first initial in this setting in 2016, November.
16, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that would be like 2000, beginning 16 or 15, because we played for about a dozen sessions in your thing.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm. So it was just before COVID came out. So
that I can't imagine that was a nightmare. Trying to DM during the ADHD Pokemon Go hours was probably not where it was.
It was pretty bad. No. But back to the prepping for 12 hours and then throwing it all out in 12 minutes. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. But like you said, learning and all of that, you have to, I don't think you have to experience it, but at least pay attention to the people that have had it happen to them. That's where you knowing your campaign setting and what you have down, that's where that pays off.
Yeah.
Is okay, I prep for 12 hours and they're going off in a completely different side of the thing. Okay, that's fine. We're going that direction. But don't completely throw away your 12 hours of prep. Maybe you can use it.
I guess that's where I've had the advantage, is because this is my, my setting.
Yeah.
I know
everything.
Better than the guy sitting next to me, which is really kind of creepy how well you know my lore.
Well, it's probably because he's been absorbing it for however long you guys have been working next to each other.
I told Vicky like one time when we were working, I'm like, it is not unsettling, but it is kind of creepy how well your husband knows my lore of my setting as well as me.
I told her like when it comes to the things that I come up with for my characters and stuff like that, I'm like, you gotta understand something. If I don't have anything to do, I'm just thinking about these things. I'm just like, what if Toy Bar did this? What if they did that? Like when you were like, do you know what Toy Bar's gonna do? I'm like, I've got like 15 things that Toy Bar could be doing at the end of this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Let's choose this one. Like that's really how it was. And so there's times where I randomly hit you up and I'll be like, hey, what is this? How does this work in your world? Stuff, something like that, right? Because
so this is what I get to look forward to.
Oh yeah, because I ask questions because I'm developing. You're developing Svartalheim.
Svartalheim, yep.
I'm going to be basically developing Valhalla.
Sweet.
And minor parts of
which
Alfheim.
I will say, with me developing the new campaign guide that's vastly grown even more, like the half of one column of the thing is turned into almost a page and a half per world.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
with
good.
settings and areas in the settings to help you guys out. So
yeah, so I can appreciate, like, Nathan was like, do you want to do this for Alfheim and that? And I'm like, we're hopefully we're only in Alfheim for like one act.
Yeah. Oh wow, okay.
Like act 2 I'm hoping takes place somewhere else. Maybe not Valhalla at that point, but on the way to.
Well, that was more of me just asking, do you need anything specifically written that will help set you up to like this is.
Yeah.
This episode's been brought to you by. In the age of sagas and songs, don't let your next TTRPG be left to the Norns alone. Let the fate of your character be carved in runes and cast in metal, liquid core, or prismatic glass. Let the players of your table wield dice worthy of Odin, Thor, Loki, and yes, Heimdall. Heimdall dice, dice worthy of guarding the Bifrost with. Claim the glory of Valhalla with HeimdallDice.com. Heimdall Dice, the official Nordic dice of the Hermit's Homebrew podcast. Okay, picture this. Your next game session, you drop a full 4-story guild hall on the table. Roof comes off, every floor is playable. It's from Centurion 3D's Guardia collection. Suddenly, bam! Your table goes from not just another session to one of your players will talk about for years. This is the kind of terrain that changes the game. Check out now at centurion3d.com and bring your world to life and bring yourself home your next story to tell about. All right, tabletop gamers, go dive into our favorite Goblin Run little workshop. The sparks have been flying, and these little maniacs at the Wicked Goblin crew have just relaunched their store. It's packed with killer merch and literally dozens of different designs on almost anything you'd need at your gaming night, from shirts to drinking glasses to dice trays and even totes to carry it all away at the end of the game night. And now they're rolling up to the table with us at the Hermit's Homebrew podcast. It's like your own personal goblin craftsman dressing up your game night.
It's been hard. I mean, I'm still working on that first city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I want it to be really cool. Like, I want it to have a cool impact, even though it doesn't even matter, really, to the store. Which is really funny. Like, that city itself has no meaning.
Yeah. Insert
if it gets you
placeholder
more
city here.
comfortable as a game master, and I'll recommend that to anyone listening, like if you want to over prep and flesh out the blacksmith and their daughter, or the shopkeepers and what they're going on in their daily lives, if that helps you be more confident in your storytelling,
Absolutely.
Go ahead. But do not get heartbroken when they don't care what the blacksmith's daughter had for breakfast that day, even though you have it written down.
Because chances are they're not going to care about the blacksmith. They're not going to care about his daughter. They're not going to care about the city watch. What they are going to care about is the boatman that you don't have anything prepped for because he's the dude moving the boat, and you're going to be there for 5 seconds.
No. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they want to know everything about them. Like, why this got one guy?
No.
Aren't you the guy that anytime Nathan brings something up, you're like, what's his name?
Yes. And I do that for a reason.
He writes it down.
And I do it for a reason, because you know why? Nate does that. You're like, so what's this guy's name? I don't know. Oh,
Kevin.
And now I feel bad because I'll go, I don't know, like, he doesn't have a name. Oh, okay. Well, now I gotta get a name. Because
you're letting your players down now
exactly.
because you didn't
That's
name.
actually a Mercer tip, is having a sheet of just throwaway names behind your DM screen.
And then just like, oh, okay, I use that name, write who it is next to it, and then you move on. Yeah.
Right. Name generator, go. All right.
Her
name is Alicia.
If you remember, Nick tried to call me out in this last campaign when he was playing with us, when he was talking to Gilvickle. And because I threw like away like one last name and all that, he goes, "Tell me about them people."
Yes, he did do that. That was over at my place, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then little does he know, it's like I actually have these 3 family names already in my head because they're so ridiculous. And then I just started going. I tried to channel my grandmother when I was 10, just talking about everyone that's going on in the family and how these 3 people interact and all this sort of stuff. And he's just like, I think Vicky turned to him and was like, "Why'd you do this?" And he's like, "Because I know he'll do this."
Yeah, Nick has a lot of fun when he's trying to mess with you on your DM stuff. But that is actually part of over prepping that paid out, right? Because we know as players that you've probably over prepped some random things that we're never going to know about, but as the DM, you think that we're going to ask about. So there are times where like I'm sitting here and I'm like, I wonder if he's got extra stuff over here, so I'm just gonna like ask her a question.
Yeah, what's he got planned for us?
Because you want the DM to have fun too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Plus, just to prove it's like the 3 gnome last names, the Hickle Sprockets, the
Yeah, the
Tickle
Hickle
the
Sprockets.
Tickle Tonks,
Tickle
and
Tonks,
the
yep.
Higginbottoms.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just like
The
they stick in
Hickle-
my head because they're so
The
ridiculous.
Hickle
Yeah.
Sprockets just reminds me of like the Jetsons and Space Sprockets.
And then trying just to say it in like a somewhat like European, the Hickle Sprockets.
yeah, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
No, it's good when those over prep times
Yeah,
When they
so-
pay
work
off.
out.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like with
I ended a campaign over prepping.
you ended a campaign
Yeah.
over prepping?
It was my over prep with the family, because I prepped all of this stuff to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then we didn't even get through like. It should have been something that if we were sitting down as a group, like
Yeah.
as real players, we could have gotten through this whole thing in 2 to 3. Everything that I planned, 2 to 3 sessions.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
and that's a lesson learned. Like
We
one
got
of my
through not
top
even
tips.
2 rounds of combat
Oh,
in
wow.
the first session. Like
Like one of my top tips for any new dungeon master is like the biggest lesson, as you're just mentioning, will always come from the stuff that didn't work rather than the stuff that did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. You learn more from quote unquote failure than you do from
Yeah,
success.
you learn to twist.
Yeah.
Pivot. There it is. Pivot. You learn to pivot.
You learn to pivot.
Uh, Matt Colville says you don't even have to memorize the rules. Like often you're going to know them because you have to look them up, or
You're going to look them up so many times that it's now just filed away in your head forever.
And then how many times have you guys seen me just pull up my phone at the table, this rule 5E, and then because
Yeah.
AI will just say it out loud, it's like, this is the rule.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
And teaching somebody helps you learn. the
Oh
rules,
yeah,
right?
I've heard that you learn more by teaching than by being a
Yeah,
student.
absolutely.
And I'm still doing that even, well, no more than less than a month ago with like Spiritual Weapon Petrified. I would assume Spiritual Weapon was like a summon and would desummon.
No, that's why I
when you're
grabbed it
petrified.
for, because
Yeah,
it
that's-
does
yeah.
not require any kind of concentration. It is just there until it's not there until the time runs
Until
out.
the time-
Or until they make it
So
go.
for anyone listening, if you get petrified and you have your Spiritual Weapon up, your spiritual weapon stays on the field.
There's
yeah,
no
you just wouldn't be able to move it anymore.
Yeah, you just wouldn't be able to do
Yeah.
anything with it.
there's
Just-
no unearthed arcana. There's no nothing that overrides that says no, it actually does.
No,
Oh, okay, cool.
it just stays.
Go for it.
It just
Rules
the
as written, it stays.
Cool.
rules as written. It just stays, but you can't control it. You can't
Because yeah,
manipulate
you're
it.
not.
Someone would have to move into its attack range for it to take the action to attack. You wouldn't be able to
Oh.
But
move
you-
it to chase anybody. It's just going to sit there until its time runs out and fade away.
Okay, interesting.
But I think it eats up all your actions, if I remember right.
When
Unless
you
it-
attack with it,
yeah,
I think it's a bonus action.
yeah. So and you can't
But-
use the bonus action, unfortunately, to attack. with
Right,
it.
so it's just going to sit there.
Yeah.
But, the fact that it's still up as the caster when you come out of your
And then you come out of
petrify,
petrification and it's
you
still
could just
up.
be like,
But even
up.
then, like with those hijinks, I'd say even more like people at your table don't need a perfect system.
No.
They need a game that they want to come back to and just have fun. Because
Yeah.
it is just a game of make believe.
Yeah, and that's largely what all these systems are. Is like this is a guideline for how to play the game. The primary goal is to have fun.
yeah.
So if you don't like a rule, or if you think it's broken, or if you just hate it, okay, then either change it or get rid of it.
Yep.
As long as you're having fun, then who cares? Yes, I say stick to the rules because that way everyone knows what page you're on. But don't let the rules get in
Loosely.
the way. Yeah, don't let the rules get in the way.
More like guidelines.
Yeah, like the pirate code. Exactly.
We do have one fan question because I asked on our Discord. So anyone that wants to ask questions that will get
sure.
answered on air. What do you do if you make a poor call that adversely affects one player more than the rest?
I mean, like as a DM,
Yeah.
are you
If
saying
make
like,
a poor call? That's
Like you make a call and it adversely, unfortunately, maybe you don't see it at the moment, but it does adversely affect just like one particular person at the table as opposed to the rest.
I feel like that's just naturally going to happen.
Yeah.
In general,
yeah,
because everybody in a balanced party, right? I quote balanced
quote unquote
party.
balanced. Yeah,
There's always going to be, there should be somebody that is really good and benefits from something that negatively affects somebody else.
Yeah.
That creates table dynamic.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Now, if we're talking about a rule, like maybe we'll go to the rule that we had that Tove and I were like, hey, yeah, I get it. Like, that's wrong. Then you just go back and retcon it a little bit.
yeah,
Like, we didn't retcon it all the way back to like, oh no, we're going to move all this back.
Yeah.
It's just from this point on,
this
this is the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. First of all, is when the player comes up and says, "Hey, we made this ruling. This is how it's really bad for me, and no one else has to deal with this." One of the best things you can do is stop, listen to the player, and go and see where they're coming from, because they're not looking at it from a DM's point of view, because the DM's got 13 plates on sticks spinning. So you see the big picture, but they see their character. And that's the most important thing. Listen to them, and you may have to acknowledge, you know what? You're right. I made a mistake. This is how we fix that. How can we fix that?
That's the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question that you ask the player.
Yeah.
They're upset because maybe something happened and now their player's adversely affected, where everybody else is like celebrating, right?
Yeah.
So then you say, what's the solution? Like, here we are. Something has happened. XYZ has happened. Everybody's happy except for you.
Yeah.
What's the solution?
Yeah.
What is your solution to fix this problem?
Yeah. How do we fix that? Yeah.
And then tell me what you think your solution is, and then I can at least sit there and be like, does that work? Does it not work? If it doesn't work, how can I at least move in that direction a little bit?
Yeah. How can I make it? How can I get close enough to where we're all happy?
Make your player feel like they won, even if they didn't.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Because we're all playing together.
Right.
It's the players and the DM, not the players versus the DM.
I guess I would need a specific example of what he's talking about, but
I think a good one would be that last the campaign ending fight. Toy Bar had the ability of all aberrants were afraid of him. We totally forgot, and it went to the point to where
I got knocked.
Toy Bar was dying. It was and then we all realized, oh wait, Toy Bar, this should never happen.
Was like, aren't they supposed to be afraid of you? And I was like,
oh my god, you're right.
Yeah.
So but Toy Bar didn't just pop up back at full health and all that.
No, I just stood back up.
Yeah, I was like, no, okay.
I was still super messed up.
You're 1 HP.
Yeah, and so
the full retcon would have had me at like full health.
Yeah,
some of these other monsters would have just been wiped off the field because he's just snapping his fingers, hitting things. But like that's not fun.
Yeah, exactly. And then it would have been
fights take forever.
Yeah, it would have derailed the fight because now we've got to figure out like this. We got to figure out like spell slots if we bring those back or healing if we used it. Like
it's just not worth it.
Yeah, you stood back up, 1 hit point, and we moved on.
Yeah, because I was handing my sheet in.
Yeah, you were.
I was like, oh, I guess that's it for me.
It's like, wait, and then wait a minute, aren't they afraid of you? So they could,
yeah, right.
Like, oh dang, yeah, and so we all just kind of sat there and went, whoa, now what?
And it's fine.
Yeah,
it didn't really bother me at all. But like, I can see where we can use that as a reference, a situation reference, but
it's not.
Everybody else wasn't like.
It wasn't exact.
Excited that this had happened, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's just weird because you would think that most parties, and I'm on the subreddits and everything, so I know this doesn't happen, but most parties should be working together.
Yeah.
Yes.
So even if something bad, even if it's good for everybody else and it's bad for me, the party should be able to pick up that slack for that player at least, and as long as it's not a situation that continuously reoccurs to where this player is singled out.
That's where trust between players and the DM comes in, because
you just
the player has to trust that later on down the line, it's going to be the other way, to where it's going to benefit me.
Yeah.
But it's not going to benefit maybe the ranger or the fighter or the cleric, but it helps me, the wizard. So and but like you said, if it doesn't, okay, maybe a conversation needs to be had, and a calm conversation, because everyone at these table, if you're not friends, then you're at least people in the world that are trying to play D&D or a tabletop game.
Be nice to your fellow humans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The other question we got in is, how much prep is too much?
No such thing.
Oh.
Because you can always use it.
I'd say
if not today or tomorrow, at least in a couple of years, you can use it.
The 44-gallon tote that's next to me that's full of paper says different. That there's maybe too much tote prep.
Okay, well, if you're hauling it around, yeah, that's a good point.
But eventually it's coming into the campaign book.
Yeah.
At least in this 2.5 version that I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring out the basic stuff for you guys at our new session 0, which we'll be covering on the podcast later on. But then I'm going to go in and detail more stuff out and probably add even more pages just because I'm George Lucas and need to add those details in. A lot of GMs, though, I think do build out their lore, and that's normal and that's fine, but the prep can become a crutch at sometimes, especially if the players aren't doing what you expect.
If the players aren't doing what you've expect them to do, or if you're, like you said, using it as a crutch and you're not allowing the prep to work for you, you're working for it. That's bad because now you're inflexible. So that's why I say, I guess to a point, when is prep too much? That's why I say it's not, because go back to something else you've already prepped. Go back to something else that you already thought of. Go back to that and go, hey, this, and then later on you may come back to this.
Especially if you're developing a monster like the Enveloper. That was like 2 sessions or 2 campaigns ago, and I never got to use it. And then
guess what? Now you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You had an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly there's an opportunity, and you're like, oh, wait, I know what I could use for that.
Mm-hmm.
This thing that I made years ago that
made like
didn't
6 years ago.
work. Yeah, that
so
didn't.
I have always wanted to
go
use,
anywhere.
but it's been up on my mental shelf.
There you go. It's been sitting on that shelf in your mind palace for a while. So
you're talking about, like, with your family, though, like points where you've over prepped and had you felt like you almost had to throw it out because you gave up.
I did throw it out, actually. We had started.
Was it Mines of Fandelver?
No, it was. What was it? Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Oh, nice.
okay.
We had started the first book of that.
Yeah.
And there was, we got to the point where you come back to the city being attacked by the Blue Dragon. And we were going through that module. Like, we had just come back we got to the city, and you run into these 2 people basically being chased by these dragonkin or kobolds or whatever. And you can try to save them, right? They have like 10 health left. Some of them are injured. And the kobold, there's like 6 kobolds attacking. 3 hours later, we're still fighting these 6 kobolds.
That should take like 30 seconds.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to ask.
And so I was like,
what happened?
well, I'm playing with 3 children. And that was Vicky's first campaign too. So she didn't really know what she was doing. Every 5 seconds, it was one of the kids is like, I have dialogue. I want to talk. I want to talk. And they always, they're young.
Okay.
And so we only got through, we saved the person. One of the people were saved. And then we were on our way to the next spot. Like, we hadn't even gotten to the point where the dragon's fighting anything. Like, and I was just like, guys, I can't do all of this
anymore.
prep to go not even 5% through the story. Like that, like, I can't do it. I'm just not going to spend the hours to do that. And so we put a pause on that. We haven't come back to it since, because all kinds of craziness has been happening. But I think now that the kids are older, it would be a little easier to handle. But like,
I'm surprised Aslan never picked up my invitation to play Call of Cthulhu. But that ain't. It sounds like his thing though as well.
I believe Aslan has his own world that he's built.
Oh, really?
He has his own group.
Oh, wow.
He runs and does all kinds of.
Nice.
I don't know if it's D&D,
Good for
but
him.
anytime he's over at the house, I hear him downstairs having D&D Discord calls.
Oh, that's cool.
So whether it's D&D or whatever, but I have heard he has told me that he's been developing this whole world himself.
Good.
And he's
That's
been doing a lot.
fantastic.
So I was super stoked for him for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the Call of Cthulhu thing, he might not even remember that you even asked him. I haven't seen him in like a month and a half, so.
I am prepping another one shot this Halloween.
Oh, nice.
Same characters, or do we need new ones?
Maybe we'll be back in our house by then. Who knows?
Maybe a mixed bag. I don't know. I'm debating whether to do the follow up for the 20s or do modern day.
Ooh.
Mm.
I'm gonna do a Barney Fife cop.
I do have to have a new character now.
Oh, yours is dead.
Mine
got
got
eaten by
I
the
got eaten by the Yellow King.
King in Yellow.
And the great thing about one shots is you don't have to, well, I prep or whatever just to get stuff in my head and get me in the mind frame. But that it takes a lot, especially in the 20s.
Oh yeah, something so different.
Because it is now 100 years ago.
Speaking of prep,
Okay, Nate, you need to stop stuff like that right now.
Like, what's improv at the table mean for you guys? Not making like everything up, but trusting your instincts at the player's ideas.
as a DM or as a player?
Either or, whatever you want to pick up on first.
As a player, I find it so much easier.
Just like spitball ideas.
Yeah, because everybody has turns at the table.
Yeah.
So while other people are doing things, I'm sitting here, looking through my spell lists, thinking about, oh, can I do anything in this scene? Do I have a place in this scene for Toy Bar or in this interaction? And, maybe a lot of times the answer is no. But a lot of times you come up with some wild ideas while you're just sitting there like, man, that would be so funny. And then I'll be over, look at Vicky and I'll be like, hey, what do you think about this? And I know that it's so far out there that I'm not going to do it, but I usually just want to see her reaction. As a DM, I feel like that's probably much harder.
Yeah.
Because you have a turn every turn. Right?
Yeah.
Like you don't get a break.
Yeah.
Like you're talking to Toy Bar. Toy Bar's doing shenanigans. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay, what do you want to do? Like there's no break for you to sit there and think, what are you going to do? You have to be doing that on
and
the
you have
fly.
to shift gears because Toy Bar's talking to the Mage Council. Well,
Sure.
Merrick's talking to the council guards wanting to get one of his...
About something totally different.
Yeah, and so now you got to shift gears to that. Then
You got
Tove's over here. You got to shift gears to that.
The one thing I'm happy about, and it's taken a lot of like DM experience to do, is when maybe you're in different rooms of the same house, and then I'm doing this person's doing that, and I'm like, all right, you're doing this, and this is when you were talking about your thing, and that comes into here and links together, and now you guys are all talking together because I'm tired of doing two different scenes. So now
we're all on the same pot. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, finding a way to make your life easier.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah,
is the biggest thing.
Yeah, try to streamline.
Like Merrick going to his family when it was our episode, The Paladin's Goodbye.
Yep.
And Vicky went to go find him, and I'm like, okay, you do this, and this is the part where Vicky comes in. Does Vicky join him for his goodbye? No. Okay, she lets him go off, and I'm like, okay, you go off, and now she goes back to the docks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a chance to join him and have a little bit of a role play moment with him, and then
little side story.
Yeah.
That you could.
But
I feel
Rama.
I tried to do that as a DM. Like you were mentioning in a couple episodes, like, you know what, me and like Toy Bar and Tove don't have a lot of scenes together, so I tried to sometimes actually write down the list of the group and like, how can I put the people together that don't usually interact, that way they have those one-off moments at least.
Yeah, and that probably led to Merrick and Flint going off on their little supernatural adventure and digging up
and grave robbing. Yeah.
Well, I always had it in my mind with Flint is if you invited him to come along with,
oh, he's gonna go.
Yeah, he's coming.
Power of yes.
That's right.
Yep. Let's go.
Sure, let's go. I got nothing to do.
Yeah.
Keeps me from gambling.
It keeps him from it keeps him from gambling, and he was such a jovial Inspector Clouseau Pink Panther character that it always led to something enjoyable out of the...
If that's what you were doing with him, why did he always look to Rama whenever Merrick told him to do something?
Because she's his boss.
You should have just said yes.
But
she started telling him randomly. You don't have to do that.
You don't got to do that. Yeah.
As I explained, it's like the metaphor of like being in a group of people at work, and you have the one person who's not saying he's the same level as Merrick, but you have that
who likes
other
to dictate
who likes to tell people what to do, and then you look at your supervisor. Do I actually have to listen to him? No. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. The people who like to dictate to their coworkers.
Yeah.
When they're not supervisors.
Yeah, like, you're not my boss, so I don't do what you tell me to do. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's run into someone like that.
Yeah. That was the mentality I had with Flint.
Yeah. Like, do I really gotta listen to this guy?
The funnest part is at the end of that campaign is where he actually pushed me. He's like, no.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And I was expecting you to just like backhand smack, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
That didn't invoke a NPC versus PC moment.
Yeah, exactly. But when it came to Flint, I kind of knew he was just the comic relief and stuff, and I didn't want to. Well, it's like I said, like earlier in the podcast, previous episodes and stuff, is that I don't want Merrick's quote unquote evilness to get in the way of everyone else. So there was a lot, like you brought it up earlier, Chase, that there was a lot of stuff that Merrick could have done that was like more on brand.
Right.
But I'm like, yeah, like I could have, but
It wouldn't have bothered me as a player.
Oh, yeah.
I would have just been like, yeah, Conquest Paladin.
I will
Conquest.
say-
yeah, Conquest Paladin.
I will say, in hindsight, I wish that there would have been maybe 1 or 2 moments of that, because I feel it would have added just more WTF moments to the campaign.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And you could have easily done that without
Yeah. But
disrupting anyone.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess in my first campaign, you know, I've got the Xingshi ripping people's arms off
oh yeah, and
while
back.
interrogating them.
Yeah.
And, you know, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So when that happened in
did-
that episode and you did it to that guy, I was like,
Yeah.
sure. I mean, he's Conquest Paladin, conquesting,
Yeah, just
smashed all people.
doing his thing.
Yeah.
Screw this guy.
I mean, the old Paladin trope is literally, what's that? Against my creed, you're dead.
yeah,
like-
exactly.
Yeah. Fighting my own party members, like the rogue, what did you do? Smash. Like,
Yeah, you
done.
know, that's a smiting. Exactly.
I will enjoy handing this like campaign book that I'm updating to you guys, and like when you guys read through it, because it's jumped 50 years in the future from the end of the campaign for years. It's now like, instead of it being 482, it's now 529, and just like the little stuff I've progressed in the 50 years,
Oh, sure.
I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Hey, tabletop gamers. Thank you for watching this episode of the Hermit's Homebrew. We come out with new episodes every Wednesday. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends as we continue to level up and grow.